dishes. Oh my gosh. You can't have great barbecue without side dishes. And we did these apples and beans for truly because our dinners that we do, so many of these barbecue dinners that we do, everyone loves the apples and the beans. So I wanted to do one. If you've got, let's say you've got the pulled pork and you want to do your own dinners and you want, or you're doing, steaks or burgers or hot dogs or whatever you want, but you want some great sides, some true Southern sides. The beans and the apples that we do are so incredible. So this is item number M97944. You get 4 1-pound bags of the cinnamon apples, which I'm telling you are to die for. They're worth it. Or you get 4 1-pounds of the baked beans. Or if you want to do the combo, you can get 2 pounds of beans and 2 pounds of apples. That, of course, is the way I would go because I like both of them. So 4 pounds total, and these are not on auto delivery. So if you want these, this is your shot to get these. And I've talked to so many people at QVC, so many great customers, and they've said like, "Oh my gosh, I've gotten the apples and the beans before. I've gotten the apples and beans. I use them for this or I use them for that." I love hearing all the different ways and the different meals that people make with them, and it gives you that great restaurant experience as if you were sitting at Corky's in Memphis. So let's dive into this. Again, sale price $59.98 on 5 easy payments of $12. And these sides go a long way. Again, 4 1-pound bags, just like you saw just a second ago. This got some pros on it. That is a full pound of beans, easily 4 servings out of each pound, whether you're doing the apples or the beans. And again, look at this right here. Let's talk about these apples first. All right. These are our cinnamon apples. Almost dropped it, Yolanda. All right. What I love about our apples is, first of all, it's not little tiny pieces. There's nothing worse than going, oh, that flavor is really good, but you get a little bite here and there, and it's all the slurry. When I tell you cinnamon apples, you're getting cinnamon apples. And when you heat these up, I don't care if you're serving them as a side dish or you're putting them as dessert with ice cream, they are absolutely phenomenal. And the cinnamon, the slurry that is in there, it is just to keep, it's not overloaded with it. We want to overload the fruit. So the apples are the true star. Just like any barbecue, it's the meat. These apples, look at this. Cinnamon, sugar, these are absolutely fantastic. You could even heat them up in a skillet, almost like a skillet. Yolanda just rolled around. I was like, yes, you can. But you can heat them up in a pan. You can put them in a casserole dish like your Temptations or whatever. You just kind of warm them up. But I'm going to tell you, big Washington crisp apples, the cinnamon, that slurry, the sugar, it's the perfect balance of that tart, crispy bite of apple. And then you've got that cinnamon and sugar in there. The most limited are the apples. So if you want the 2 pound apples, I'm sorry, 4 1-pound apples, don't wait on that. Or if you want the combo where you get 2 pounds of apples and 2 pounds of baked beans, don't wait on that either. Now let's dive into these beans. These barbecue baked beans, this is not your canned baked bean. This is not, something you just put on your stove real quick. These are our restaurant baked beans that we serve in our restaurant, and we have with the same recipe for 40 years. You can't, and sides are important. I mean, the meat is great, but sides, I mean, you fill up your plate and then you've got your sides. Baked beans are served on every single meal that we serve at Corky's. Baked beans and coleslaw, every single meal. So let me tell you the difference with our baked beans. First of all, our barbecue sauce is in here. So that smoky, tangy, original barbecue sauce from Corky's is mixed in here. You can see we've got real onions, we've got green bell peppers, there's all these great seasonings, some brown sugar, and when it cooks down and that barbecue sauce cooks into all those beans as we cook them for you, and then you're just heating them back up, let me tell you something. These are some of the best baked beans you'll ever put in your mouth. And you don't have to do anything to them. You don't have to add 10 things. You just heat up, whether you warm them up in the bag or pop them out into a pot or pan and heat them up, or in a skillet. They are absolutely fantastic. And again, we couldn't serve we couldn't serve something for 40 years if it wasn't absolutely fantastic. People love our baked beans. It really comes with every single thing that we serve. Our baked beans come with every dinner. They come with every catering. There's always beans. Every time. You can't have barbecue without great baked beans, and you see that dark richness of them. It has almost like that great caramel texture in there. That's from that barbecue sauce. And then you've got the onions, you got bell peppers that you can see and taste in there, and then all the great seasonings and flavor of great baked beans. That's what's in here. So if you do your own meats and you're doing burgers but you want some great southern sides, the baked beans and the apples, absolutely fantastic. And these go a long way too. So probably about, maybe 15, 16 servings out of the apples or the beans, whichever you're having total. So these go a long way, and everyone loves them. Kids with the apples, maybe I'm a big kid, but the apples, you cannot go wrong with those. Big cinnamon apples, like the inside of the best apple pie you've ever put in your mouth, just like that, except that's all it is. Just the apples. It is truly, truly a great, great side dish, or even have it as a dessert if you want to. Throw some ice cream on top, or put these on top of ice cream. Oh, look, by the magic of Yolanda Television, look at this. Some caramel, some ice cream, and then some of that apples on top. Serve that at your next get together. Yeah, you could do, yeah, Yolanda just said, you probably do 20 of these with a little bit of ice cream and some caramel out of one of those bags. The apples go a long way. They're so, so good. And I'm going to tell you all this. I'm going to tell you how many left in the apples? Only 3 dozen left in the apples. If you want the 4 pounds of apples, don't wait on those. I'm going to tell you, every time I have the dinners on for QVC, the first thing I do after, and Yolanda's shaking her head because she knows, as soon as we get off air, the first thing I do is I take a big bite of the apples because I love them. They're tart. They still have consistency. There's a texture there. It's not like they're mushy. And then you've got the great, great slurry that's in there of that cinnamon and the sugar, and they're so buttery. They're so rich, but it's a perfect balance of the sweetness and the tartness of these big, crisp Washington apples that we use. So, so good. Item number M97944. Again, these are 4 pounds of the cinnamon apples, or 4 pounds of the barbecue baked beans, or you can get the combo where you get 2 pounds of apples and 2 pounds of beans, all for a sale price of $59.98, and on 5 easy payments of $12. And your shipping and handling is free, and that is to your door. So you can have Corky's experience. And that's why I love bringing the sides, because we're a restaurant. We are used to, for 40 years, having people come to our restaurant, enjoy our food right there, get that experience. What I love about QVC is we're able to share that across the country and let you have that experience as if you were sitting in our restaurant. And when you heat up these beans, the aroma, any of this, the pulled pork we have, the burnt ends that we have coming up in a minute, when you heat that up, you get that experience, that flavor from our restaurant in Memphis. This is not just some grocery store food. This is truly this is the same baked beans that we serve in our restaurant. And when you go to a restaurant and you get the sides and you're like, oh, those are good. That's what these baked beans are. You just heat them up right in the bag, or pour them out into a skillet and warm them up. We've already cooked them. The apples are ready to go. You're just warming those up. And again, this just makes the absolute best of the best sides. Because a lot of times you concentrate on the meat. And it doesn't matter if it's a steak, burger, tenderloin, whatever you're doing, that's where your focus is. And then the sides are just as important. I love great side dishes. So this stemmed from all of the dinners, all of the customers that have ordered our dinners for the last couple of years that have beans and apples in them. They said, we love the dinners. How do we get more of the beans and the apples? So this really, really, truly came from customer requests at QVC, so you can have more of the sides. And there's nothing wrong with because right now outside it's a little strange. It's been raining all day. But if you think about, hey, it's a little cool outside, might be nice to go in the freezer, grab out a bag of cinnamon apples, warm those up, sit on your couch, watch some TV, and enjoy some warm cinnamon apples from Corky's Barbecue. I mean, that kind of sounds good, right? About now. Item number M97944, 4 1-pound bags of the cinnamon apples, or 4 1-pound bags of our barbecue baked beans from the restaurant. Or if you want to do the combo, which has been very popular, that one you can do, and that is 2 pounds of the baked beans and 2 pounds of apples, and there it is right there. And so if you think about it, you've got the best of both worlds if you're doing that combo. You always have side dishes in the freezer, and they fit really, really good in the freezer. I'll take this. So look how thin they are. Right here, you can just pop these into the freezer anywhere you can find a little spot. We try to remember that instead of doing like this big box of stuff. We try to remember that at home, because I know my freezer gets kind of full and things fall. So you can stick all these in here, and then when you think, what are you going to have for dinner? What are we going to do for sides? What are we going to do for this? You've got those in the freezer. You just pop them out, problem solved, and you've got great restaurant food. So don't miss out on these. If you love our side dishes, item number M97944, 4 1-pound apples or beans, and they'll come to you at a sale price of $59.98 on 5 easy payments of $12. And again, free shipping and handling on all the food. And don't miss out on those 5 easy payments. No auto delivery on this. So if you want it, now's the time. Oh my gosh.